Hello, my name is Johnny. Welcome to another awesome collectibles pop culture edition. We're going to look at a pulp magazine, Doc Savage, all the way back from 1942, World War II times. Doc Savage, the man of bronze. Pulp adventures, very fun. If you'd like, please subscribe, hit that notification bell, like, reply, and share. We're going to take a look inside this one. Let's look at the cover here. Street and Smith publication. Of course, Doc Savage would go on to popularity from the 60s on up also, when they were reprinted by Bantam Books from the 60s through the 80s. This one's in fairly nice shape for its time. 1942. There's the back cover. Look at the price of a typewriter back then. I bet that was expensive for folks. Let's take a look here. Fairly supple pages for pulp. Get in step now. Doc Savage, The Men of Fear. So it's got the main story, a short story about the club and letters, and an editor's page. Cover by artist Emery Clark. There's Doc Savage there. And a villain or a gangster type. What was the thing that changed Doc Savage, scrappy, fearless fighting gang into cowardly, craven men of fear? Read this amazing novel of Doc Savage, Greatest Battle, complete in this issue. So this is February 42. This is just 2 months after Pearl Harbor. Still has a 10-cent cover price. During the war, the magazine would start shrinking even more, and it would jump up to 15 cents. There's about the plot. Doc Savage's Fabulous Five, the men that work for him. Mentioning there Monk and Johnny. Secret Cargo, they always had a little extra story. Let's take a look here. Get to the first page. We're not going to go through every page. We're just going to take an overview here. That's how it starts. And they have little illustrations throughout for it. Occasional ones on the page. So when they reprinted these Bantam books, they'd be, a regular paperback size. So that's how they did it. 2 columns on each page. And then here they got a little break talking about Doc Savage and his pals. Ham, Monk, Rennie, Long Tom, Johnny, and his cousin Pat. There was recent talk in the last few years of Dwayne Johnson, The Rock, doing a Doc Savage movie, but nothing seems to come of it. They made a Doc Savage movie in the 1970s with Ron Ely from Tarzan TV show, 60s fame, and that didn't do too well. It was called The Man of Bronze. Let's do it this way. So I can kind of flip. You can see there was Long Tom. So they give a few illustrations in this. Of course, when they reprint them into the Bantam books, those were all gone. But in later years, they have reprinted them since with individual companies, and they kind of reprinted them exactly as you'd see them in the pulps. There was a Pepsi Cola ad. Let's get farther to the back here. Letters from readers, so you get an overview of what a pulp magazine looked like. There's a Code of Doc Savage. You can read that here. I'm not going to read it all out about courage and so forth. So he was, supposed to be looked up to as a hero. Here Street and Smith also did The Shadow, and that came out twice a month. Shadow is probably more famous. Shadow knows. I have a large collection of these. I did a video. I have some of these up on the wall. This is from another group that I had, so I can look through it. I'll give a link to the cover video on the other one. So you get the idea of what it looked like and so forth. If you've never read a Doc Savage or a Pulp, you might want to give one a try. You can get them original like this, or they're reprinted in many ways. And then back in its time period, Doc Savage ran as a Pulp from 1933 to 1949. It finished up. In between, somewhere I believe in the 40s, they had a comic book out for a brief while, and they also did a few radio shows for it. So that was interesting. So he's had been on, Doc Savage been on radio, and he had a movie. Never had a TV show, although back in the 1960s in a TV guide, they had sections where upcoming projects were listed, and they were making, or had an idea of doing a pilot for a movie about him starring Chuck Connors, most famous for The Rifleman. He was tall and had a square jaw and was kind of lanky and so forth, so that would have been interesting, but that nothing ever came of that. So almost had a TV show and never had a cartoon series, animated series so far. We'll see if they ever get Doc Savage on the big screen again. Till next time, that's more Awesome Collection, Pop Culture Edition. Thank you for watching.